Hello, hello, Guardians. I am Ransom Ryder, and today I am brewing coffee for Eva Levante. Right, the games are in town. The EAZ is floating up in space. The Traveler is, I don't know, he's having a siesta, a party inside the sphere. Something's going on. The solar system's in disarray. Things are falling apart. The enemies are moving in on us, the Guardians. But I wanted to do something that I do this yearly for Eva Levante. You know, the space granny, space grandma, our dear friend that brings in special events, Eva Levante. I like her. She likes me. We're tight. She gives me lots of goodies, and it's always a pleasure to see her. She never thought she would live so long to see the darkness return. But one thing stays the same. It stays the same, right? She needs a nice cup of coffee. And Guardians, I want to make some coffee for Eva. I have some freshly ground coffee. I grind this myself here in the kitchen. Guardians need coffee, right? Eva needs coffee. I think one day, will Eva be a Guardian? I don't know. Maybe not. But I love her. Let's make her a cup of coffee and let's sample it here with myself and you together. Let's get to it. Now, this is a Bodum coffee maker. And this is a really unusual coffee maker. And I hope Eva appreciates the effort. But this is a vacuum press coffee maker. I'm going to heat the coffee in the pot. This is enough for hopefully 2 cups. And then we're going to fill this in with coffee. I have fresh ground coffee. Oh, Guardians, this smells so good. I wish you were here to enjoy this with me. Now, let's put 4 rounded scoops in to the container. I feel like this is going to be a really nice treat for Eva. I wonder, do they have coffee? Do they have coffee at all in the last city? Where's her apartment? Where does she live? Is she on a good side of town where she's got access to parks and she can get out and walk? We know that humans in the last city, can live up to 300 years. 300. So Eva's been around, and I think she will recognize a good cup of coffee. Now I'm going to pull this Bodum out, and it's already set up. I'm going to pop it into this as soon as this water gets hot. Let's give it just a moment for it to heat up, and then I'll be able to pop this vacuum in and we'll get to watch it do the work. I think in the last city, coffee probably is a very quick process. But I also think that Guardians, humankind, mankind, humanity, I think they would still appreciate the slow brewing of coffee. I think they would like to take time out of their schedules, out of their day, and have a cup of coffee and enjoy it at a relaxed pace. And this certainly is one of the ways to make coffee, and you need to enjoy it. It's going to be a really smooth, refreshing cup of coffee. It's going to tingle your taste buds. You're going to delight in this coffee. Now, recently, a couple of years ago, I was in a I was in a coffee house, right? And I'm going to push this down in, Guardians, as it starts to heat up. But I was in a coffee house, and they just made a normal Plano pot of coffee, which I tried some. It was swilled. I could not drink it. Once you've had some of the better coffees and some of the better ways to make coffee, you're not gonna regret it. But one thing I wanted to talk, while we wait on the coffee to brew, while this process takes place, I definitely want to talk about Callus. Now, if you watched me do a couple of raids recently, Well, we've done probably 4 raids this week, maybe 5 in the last 7 days. We raid a lot. Coterie of Arms is the clan I belong to. We raid. We are raiders. But the thing that really has been on my mind, it's been on my mind, Callus, the fight when we went into Neomuna and we searched out the veil and we faced Callus in that final battle, it bothered me, Guardians. I mean, I was bothered by how quick it went around, how Callus wasn't more of an enemy. It brought me back to when we faced Savathun in the Witch Queen expansion. She was a boss. We chased her. We chased her spirit, her essence, her shadows. We had clues. We had information. Savathun, man, I rank her number 1 for bosses. Number 1, Savathun. But Callus, back to Callus. Was that the real Callus? And by that I mean, was it a clone? Now, we know if you did the raid in Leviathan, if you did the Leviathan raid, you know that when you went to pick up your treasures, your goodies, your weapons, your armor, we saw what was literally hundreds, perhaps thousands of Callus bots that were made to look just like him, right? Lots of them, lots of decoys, copies that he could send out to meet the minions, to meet and greet, to do whatever was necessary for him as a leader of the Cabal people. Now, that leads me to think, would Callus have really flown into Neomuna? Possibly. He could have flown in. He could have been on the command carrier. His face is certainly on the front of the command carrier. But did he go into battle against Guardians? Now, he knew what we can do. He's seen us in battle. He's invited us to dinner. I've been invited to dinner many times with Callus, to feast. We know they eat the mountains and drink the sea, so it might not have been palatable, word of the day, palatable. But I hope that Callus was smart enough to know the end could be near. I am going to send a clone. And I think that Callus, this is what I think. I mean, it's on digital. I'm going to commit this to digital. I think that Callus really, I think that he would have sent a clone. And we know that the Shadow Legion, they are cloned. It built up. We had lots of story mentions. They clone the Shadow Legions. They clone Cabal. That's why there's so many of them. And I feel like Callus would have told the scientist, whoever was doing the cloning, he would have said, make some clones of me in case I need them. Now, the witness, he may be, very powerful, right? He's going to be powerful. We've seen it. Even the Traveler could not stop the witness. And the Traveler gave a full blast to stop him. It didn't work. But I feel like the clones, they're identical. Absolutely 100% identical. Callus would have made a duplicate, perhaps several of himself. That would have been who flew down to the surface of Neomuna and would have battled with us. That's why, Guardians, that battle was not as epic as it should have been, could have been, and will be at a future point. We are going to face the real Callus at some point, and I hope that he gives us a battle that is memorable. Bring back the Leviathan. Let us face the real Callus for the final showdown. Now, back to the coffee and Eva Levante. She never thought she would live to see the darkness return. Well, here it is, Eva. It's on us. But before you leave for this event, the summer solstice, the solstice event, I want you to have a good cup of coffee. Guardians, leave a comment. Comment down below. What are your thoughts about the cloning of Callus? Could it have been a clone? Will we still face a real Callus, the original, the leader of the Cabal people before he was sent off, on his lonesome in the Leviathan? I want to know. Leave your comments about your thoughts. If you know something specifically out of the lore, where we know that it wasn't, that it was really Callus, leave that comment too. And tell me what you think about coffee for Eva Levante. Now, that kind of brings me to another subject, the ghost of the deep, the deep dives, going back to Titan, seeing Sloane. I mean, she's in pitiful conditions. But Sloane, she's ate up with Taken infestation. You can see it in her arms, her legs. Will she survive long term? I don't know. It's a question for a doctor. We need a doctor for Sloane. But it got me to thinking, they're trying to bring back Oryx, the Taken King. He's at the bottom of the methane seas on Titan. They want to bring him back. They have a ghost on standby. We interrupted the whole ordeal. But what I'm thinking is, somebody got away with a pinky finger. We know that Resurrect came back through the power of the Traveler from just a sliver of his being. And he came back. He was resurrected by the powers of the Traveler. Well, I feel like some hive, wizard, witch, monster took away some of Crota, right? Oryx. Crota's the kid. I hope he stays gone, but maybe not. Maybe not. I think they got away with him. I think the ghost will resurrect the Taken King. And Oryx, the Taken King. I think he'll be resurrected. And I think that he will be a light bearer. He will be Lucent. Savathun is Lucent. Her ghost is out there, Amaru. We know we're going to work a deal with Amaru so that he resurrects her. We need Savathun. Okay, I want Oryx brought back as a Lucent hive. Because ultimately, when they come back Lucent, they're not the total 100% evil that we think they are. They are not. We saw that in Savathun. She did some good deeds. She set things up. She actually put into motion a plan a very long time ago to bring all this about. Every little step of the way, we followed exactly to her plan, and we thought we had free will. We were doing it the way Savathun planned it. So will her brother be brought back as Lucent? I think so. And that kind of brings me to, will Savathun and Oryx join up as the two reigning supreme hive? Will they be Lucent? They're going to have their own ghost. But will the worm be brought back? That's the question for, the Taken King. You're thinking, will his worm come back? No, the worm is a separate entity. They will not bring the worm back. The ghost is simply going to bring back the Taken King, Oryx. Now, he will be brought back. He will join forces with Savathun because Guardians, they will not kowtow. They're not going to kowtow down to the witness. They have been accustomed to ruling for thousands, perhaps millions of years. We know they are world conquerors, the hive. They have gone forth, they have conquered worlds, solar system, universes. They have spread throughout the known worlds of the solar system, the universe, the hive. We're not going to be stopping them, but we will join forces to face an evil like we've never seen before, and the witness. Now, share your thoughts down below. I want to know what you think. Will the Taken King come back? Will Savathun hang out for a while? Hey, let's face it. We need her. We need Savathun. She was exciting. She offered a challenge. She was cunning. She was all the things that a game needs to be successful and stay on top. Sivu Arath, we've not seen her yet. Is she as grand as she claims to be, as she purports to be? It remains to be seen, Guardians. I don't know if she's going to be as wonderful as she thinks she is. We know that Savathun had what it took because we followed her plan to a T. And I think that plan is still in place. I think it's still in place. It has really started to take off. It's bubbling. You can see the level of liquid in the top container. It's there. It's popping. This is going to be completed in just moments. We are moments away from having the best cup of coffee ever brewed. This will make Eva so happy. She is going to forget about her dress that she's been wearing for the past 100 years. This coffee is going to be so good, she will not remember that she's had that same dress on since Destiny 1, 100, 200 years ago. In the gaming world, it's been a very long time, Eva. Go shopping and let's have some coffee before you do it. Now, I'm going to scoop my hot plate over, Guardians, and just make a little bit of room to work with my coffee. I want to get this centered in the camera so you can get a good look at it. Now, I'm going to pull the top portion off. As the water drains out back into the bottom, I will take the top portion off and actually place it into this little receptacle, which was designed for that top pot to sit in. We're moments away from having the cup of coffee for Eva. But leave a comment. When you check out my videos, leave a comment. I love to hear back from you, Guardians. And I like to engage with you. It's fun to share ideas, experiences. The shared experience is what makes Destiny really so incredible. If you watch the rating videos that we do as a fire team, Coterie of Arms, we go in as 6 into the raids. You'll see that we have a fantastic time. We're made up of some really great folks, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. So leave a comment and let's get engaged. Come and hang out with me during live streams. I usually always have live chat going, and it would be interesting to see what your thoughts are about the state of Destiny, Destiny 2, and what you think the future might hold for Savathun, for the enemies of mankind, for our new allies as we go forward. Now, I know that a lot of folks have said, we can't be really friends with Savathun because of, her history, the Hive's history. Look at the Cabal's history, and we have them as friends. Look at the Fallen. I mean, they decimated the human species. We are friends with them. So don't tell me that about the Hive and Savathun, that we can't hang out, that we can't share a common enemy and go forward to protect the last city and its people. All right, I'm going to take my mitten and I'm going to pull this off. I think we're ready. All right, there it goes. Let's pop that right into the receptacle. Let's push that over to the side. And let's get into a cup of coffee. Eva, I'm going to pour this for you and hope that you can enjoy this. This is a nice, fresh brewed cup of coffee. Every time that I've gone to the tower for the last several years, Eva could sure use a nice cup of coffee. Let's get these 2 big cups out and give a taste test. I want to try this with you, Guardians, because this is one of my favorite ways to enjoy coffee. I absolutely love it. I'm going to blow on this a little bit and cool it down just a tad, and I'm going to give this a taste test. Oh, the aroma, it just smells so good. I wish you could be here with me, Guardians, to enjoy this. Eva, here's to you and hundreds of more years as you come and visit and bring special events to us on the tower. Shout out to Bungie and Destiny and all the beautiful things that they build and create for us inside the game. And shout out to each and every one of you as we play Destiny 2. And we go forward and protect the last city and its citizens. I'm Ransom Ryder. Destiny 2 is my favorite game. Thank you, Guardians. I'm going to try it. That is so good. It's just so good. I'm Ransom Ryder, and I hope to see you very soon inside the gaming world, specifically Destiny 2. Bye. Bye. Thank you, Guardians. Thank you.